That's pretty easy, I think. So I wanted to join a business that had an ambitious plan, but was genuinely sort of backing up that kind of plan through its actions and its behaviours. A business that was dedicated to its clients, but was also sort of dedicated to its team as well. And having been here 2.5 years now, I'm pretty convinced that business ticks all of those boxes.
So I decided to join DSW because I'd reached a stage in my career where I realised that this is definitely what I wanted to do in the long term. I've got a real passion for vocational technical training and apprenticeships in particular. And so I was looking for a new challenge, and I wanted an opportunity where I thought I could make a genuine impact and some real genuine change to both the organisation I was working in, but also the wider sector and ultimately apprentices themselves. So I was looking for a new opportunity, and as it happens, the DSW role of Head of Apprenticeships was advertised, and it was the first one that I looked at. And I read the job description, and it was literally as if I'd written that description myself. It was everything that I was passionate about, everything that I wanted to do was kind of written there in front of me. It was as if somebody gave me a pen and said, write down your perfect job role. So I applied for it and thankfully got the job. It's been brilliant ever since. But I think as well, as I learned more about DSW as an organisation, it became clear to me that we have very similar values. In terms of kind of professionally, but also the way that we treat each other as individuals. And I think it's a growing kind of ambitious organisation, which is, you know, in line with my kind of vision for apprenticeships more broadly. So it was a no-brainer, really. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yes, lots of funny memories. There's a few that I probably couldn't talk about. One that springs to mind is something that happened around Christmas time, and I was going to a client meeting with Jake, my colleague, and he informed me the night before the meeting that we'd been invited to take part in the client's Christmas jumper day. So on the drive home, I stopped off. I went and bought myself a very, very festive Christmas jumper. Went to the client site the next day, bright and early, and I was the only person in a Christmas jumper. But everybody in the client's business seemed to know that I was turning up in a Christmas jumper, and there was a sort of steady stream of people throughout the day that kind of came into the meeting and commented on my lovely Christmas jumper. Haven't yet got my own back on him, but I will.
So my funniest memory of DSW, there are lots of them, usually centred around... I've got a bit of a reputation of being a little bit sort of calamitous, it's fair to say. And it wasn't really particularly funny at the time, but in hindsight it's quite amusing. So it was actually when I came in for my job interview for the role of Head of Apprenticeships. And, you know, I had my nicely pressed suit, arrived nice and early, prepared all my notes, and Dave and Patrick had asked me to do a presentation on kind of my vision for endpoint assessment. So I brought my laptop along, already good to go and stuff. And we had a bit of a warm-up chat, and I thought I really like the vibe I'm getting here. So I was really at ease and feeling comfortable. The worst thing is I wasn't nervous at all. And then it got to the part of, okay, well, you ready to do your presentation? So I said, yep, opened up my laptop, forgetting that my cup of coffee was there, and knocked this full cup of coffee, and it went all over Patrick's desk. So I was thinking, oh my God, like, number one, I look totally incompetent. Number two, it looks like I must be really sort of petrified. But it was just, you know, calamity really. So I'm here with these kind of tissues, trying desperately to mop it up and spill it over the sides of it and things. The one thing that you should know about Patrick is that he's immaculately clean and tidy to the point of obsession. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me saying. So if you go to put a cup of coffee on a table and there's not a coaster there, what will appear before the coffee goes there? So you can imagine a person like that. You spill a full cup of coffee over his desk. I was absolutely mortified. But I must have done something right because I got the job.